In general, I feel like my job as an artist and as a person with a platform, and really everybody, is to share your story and your experience, because I think that's how humans communicate. That's how we empathize with one another. That's how we understand each other better.
Camila Cabello is a Cuban-American singer and songwriter. She rose to prominence as a member of the girl group Fifth Harmony, formed on the X Factor USA in 2012.
And I mean, I think that regardless, I just try to do my best, you know, every day. So this is really, really cool. So it's really an honor.
Do you feel the pressure?
Yeah, I mean, I think pressure's good because it makes you want to step your game up, and it makes you want to constantly put out better things than you did before. So I think if you don't feel pressure, then that's not good, because that means you don't really care.
Yeah.
Fast forward to 2019, and she is one of the biggest pop stars on the planet. With her resonant voice, vibrant charisma, and Latin roots, she has won many hearts. Camila started off as a young introverted child trying to find her voice, only to carve her way to the top of international charts with an uprising career. This is her journey to breaking out of her shell, becoming her most authentic and creative self, and emerging as a raging sensation. Karla Camila Cabello Estrabao was born March 3, 1997, in Havana, Cuba, to a Cuban mother, Cinderella, and a Mexican father, Alejandro. She grew up in the town of Cojimar in East Havana with her younger sister, Sofia, who is 10 years younger than her. She moved back and forth between Havana and Mexico City until she was 6. Camila comes from a financially poor family background where her parents struggled in turbulent times. But she also comes from a family of strivers. In their constant quest to create better opportunities for their children, Camila's parents would relocate to Miami, Florida. One day, her mother announced they were going on a trip to Disney World so that Camila wouldn't worry. Instead, they traveled from Cojimar to Mexico and headed to an immigration center on the U.S. border. They were detained 22 hours before finally being given parole. But Camila's father had to leave them at the border. He couldn't obtain a visa at that time. As Cubans, Camila and her mother didn't need a visa to enter the U.S. Camila remembers watching her father slowly disappearing in the distance as he stayed behind. Camila and her mother left everything in search of a better life. They embarked on a 36-hour bus journey to Miami, arriving with just $300 and a backpack of possessions, including Camila's favorite doll and her Winnie the Pooh journal. At first, they scraped by on the modest salary of Cinderella, who'd been an architect in Cuba, but who had to start over from zero and work as a shop assistant. After a while, Alejandro was so desperate to see his family that he swam the Rio Grande River to cross the Mexican border, physically risking his life to join them. Eventually, Camila's father joined his beloved family after 18 months. He then started earning money by washing cars in the blistering Miami heat. He and Cinderella worked hard and saved up until they had enough money to start a construction company named after Camila and her sister. Looking back, Camila says she was blissfully unaware of her parents' struggle. They had an attitude of never setting limits on themselves, and they raised their daughter setting the example for her. Camila's mother has remained her best friend to this day. She even describes her as the better half of her brain. Camila's musical abilities manifested themselves early, and she developed her singing talent from the age of 12. She set herself apart from others because of her high-pitched voice and Cuban-Mexican accent, which made her singing very unique and charming. However, her own singing career got off to a rocky start. Her talent came with a challenge, as little Camila was extremely shy. This made her question whether she was cut out for the spotlight more than once. She started exploring her musical side in secret, belting songs alone in her room when her parents were out. She couldn't sing in front of her own parents. In fact, they never heard her sing. During her childhood years in Havana, Camila remembers staying far away from the dance floor at family gatherings. She was so shy she would burst into tears whenever her parents went off to dance. But little by little, she slowly started to come out of her shell and began posting videos of song covers on YouTube, which gave her a little more confidence. For a long time, the girl lived in her own imagination. She would rush home from school and devour the Disney Channel. She would also escape into music. Growing up in a Spanish-speaking environment, she fostered her love of music by listening to Celia Cruz and Alejandro Fernandez. When she hit her teens, her musical horizons widened to include Demi Lovato, Ed Sheeran, Taylor Swift, and especially John Mayer's Free Fallin', which she played on repeat for an entire year. Camila was lucky to get an American citizenship in 2008. While in Florida, she attended Miami Palmetto High School, which gave her the opportunity to explore her potential. Her parents always pushed her to focus on her studies, and she worked as hard as she could for some time. But that didn't quite go the way they thought it would. She soon realized that she wasn't happy, so she decided to drop out of school in 9th grade to pursue her career as a professional singer. Although after spending some time focusing on singing skills, she later rejoined her education to complete her high school diploma. She surprised everyone when, for her 15th birthday, she begged her parents to drive her 12 hours from Miami to North Carolina to audition for the American reality television show, The X Factor. With time, she overcame her stage fear for the sake of her favorite hobby. Leaving school for music with no assurance of making it was a difficult decision to make. However, she was determined to take a chance. 2012, on the stage of The X Factor, in front of 8,000 people, Camila entered the world of music. The girl who had never sung in front of anyone before introduced herself as Camila for the first time, not Karla. And Camila wasn't shy or nervous. When she started singing, she completely transformed. She was sweet, charming, a little goofy, and an exceptionally gifted singer. As she stepped on stage, she instantly felt the thrill and loved it. She certainly didn't know how to perform, but she had been taught by her family that if you want it badly enough, you can do the impossible. And she sure wanted it badly enough. Her audition couldn't be broadcasted due to the unavailability of rights to air that song, but her fame grew enormously soon after she auditioned. From that day, she knew that she wanted to be a performer. It was this experience that finally broke her shell. Unfortunately, she was eliminated during the boot camp, and as a solo singer, she wasn't able to move up the pedestal. However, her destiny had something different to offer, and being eliminated became a blessing in disguise. She was called back to become a part of the girl group Fifth Harmony, a quintet formed by Simon Cowell, cast from the same mold as One Direction. Afterwards, she started impressing judges with impressive singing skills.
Wish number 2 is that Fifth Harmony win. And wish number 3, that all of these contestants have successful careers going forward. How's that?
Love you, son.
I know that we are really excited. Like, this is such a blessing and an honor to be here because we never thought that we could make it this far. And it's just like absolutely incredible. And we're really excited for Wednesday and what's to come.
Really good about the 3 finalists. You know, they're all really talented. They've all worked really, really hard. And none of them are sort of the predictable people that are in the finals. You know, when the competition started, it could have gone any way, but because of their hard work and their talent, we're all proud that these are our 3 finalists.
Finishing in 3rd place, the group went on to be the most successful contestants from that season. They then signed a joint deal with Psycho Music, owned by Simon Cowell and Epic Records.
Oh gosh, it's so crazy to be honest, but it's like all worth it. I think we get like no sleep at all, but we wake up super early and go to sleep super late. But I think it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, it usually has a lot to do with like the extra time we put into it. But I feel like it's so much crazier than I ever expected it to be, but it's so worth it.
It is.
Definitely.
Shortly after, Camila began writing her own songs. It was a new beginning for her. After the show, she remained part of the music group for some time.
You look down the table and you know, Fifth Harmony's down there. They're really, really talented girls in their own right each way. And
you obviously know a few British people by now. I wonder if you could do a couple of impressions of someone you know that's British and the other girls have to guess who it could be.
I'll do, you guys are gonna guess this in like 2 seconds, but just let me have it for a little bit.
Okay, have it.
All right, go.
I don't know if it will.
I know you will. Bam, bam, bam. Everybody say we be together forever, body. I never want to turn to another like you. Ed Sheeran.
Oh. Ed Sheeran.
I only have it for 3 seconds, not 2, so that's good.
That was good.
I know.
Fifth Harmony went on to score some major hits. Work From Home has more than 2 billion views on YouTube alone. Their debut extended play title, Better Together, was released in October 2013, with the single Miss Moving On added to her expanding glory.
Yeah, I mean, I think pressure's good because it makes you want to step your game up and it makes you want to constantly put out better things than you did before. So I think if you don't feel pressure, then that's not good because that means you don't really care.
In January 2015, they released their debut studio album entitled Reflection.
Worth It is our new single, and yeah, we love it a lot. We have fun to it. It's pretty much just about kind of being confident and owning who you are and just saying like, hey, I'm worth it, like I'm worth your respect. And when people hear it, when people hear it, we really want them to just have a good time, dance, have fun.
And it also went platinum in America right now.
Woo!
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. We're happy how it turned out. So.
We've heard it on the radio twice since we've been here, which is really, really cool.
I think we've heard it more than twice.
It comes out, It comes out July 5th, and radio stations are adding it, so it's really cool that it's gotten a good response over here, across the pond.
So you're big everywhere.
I feel like, especially, you know, our first album, Reflection, we worked with the same writers and producers that worked on that album, worked on this one. And we feel like they've seen the growth of Fifth Harmony, our
our image, our performances, our live shows, they've seen us become Fifth Harmony. And so I feel like from Reflection, having Worth It and having Boss and those like kind of urban leaning sounds, that dictated the way that we performed on live shows, and that made us want to do like choreography in every video and every performance. And so we kind of became Fifth Harmony and figured out what the sound was after that one. And so then the writers and producers coming into this one, they made those songs keeping in mind our identity. Yeah. So it was definitely really honed in because they knew now who we were.
You girls definitely bring it when it comes to performances.
Thank you.
Love watching you dance. And
Thanks.
You've seen your fan base grow massively.
So Camila, what can we look? Camila, what can we look forward to in 2015 from Fifth Harmony?
Our album is coming out!
Hey!
Yeah, of course. Oh my God, I need a picture. Sorry, sir.
No, I mean, yeah.
I think it's sort of like lately, like in very recent like weeks and maybe month, it's gotten a bit crazier. Like we can feel sort of the changes that are going on and like the growth, you know what I mean? And so it feels a bit strange, like it just feels crazy sometimes. I don't think you ever really get used to something like that, like the attention or the schedules. You know, you don't really ever get used to what's happening, but it's definitely crazy and a whirlwind, and we're really grateful for what's happening.
A mad roller coaster you're on.
Yeah.
Mad roller coaster.
I was kind of in disbelief that many people like us.
Crazy.
Well, not total disbelief, but we're very happy.
Okay. So anything new coming out?
You'll see.
Some good stuff?
Some good stuff.
All right. How we go? Is that your mom?
That is my mom.
Hi, Mom. Your daughter is extremely talented.
That's hilarious. I literally saw you guys standing there. I had no idea.
We go, it's got to be your mom, and we don't...
My zipper is okay.
We didn't want to interrupt you. You're with your mom. It's not...
You guys are so sweet.
Yeah, well, you're always nice to us, so you're always sweetheart to us, so we don't mind being nice to you.
Well, nice to thank you guys.
Have a good one. All right. See ya.
While backstage on Taylor Swift's 1989 World Tour, Cabello wrote a duet with Canadian singer Shawn Mendes. The two met back in July 2014 while they were both opening acts for Austin Mahone's tour. I Know What You Did Last Summer was released in November 2015.
I know what you did last summer. Just like to me, there's no other. I know what you did last summer. Tell me where you've been. I know what you did last summer. Look me in the eyes, my lover. I know what you did last summer. Tell me where you've been. I know. Hey. I know. I didn't mean it, no, I didn't mean it, no.
While collaborating on the hit, Camila bonded with Mendes as more than a friend. The song instantly sparked dating rumors, but they would only start dating officially years later in 2019. Camila declared that even back when they first met, there was a spark between them, but she was too young to name those feelings and know what to do with them. Known for his hit songs like Stitches and There's Nothing Holding Me Back, Mendes got famous after uploading a series of his cover versions to various video sharing sites like Vine in 2012. With his talent and good looks, the teen quickly built a fan base after that. Although he has been dubbed the next Justin Bieber, his acoustic-driven and catchy songs are more aligned with his idol, Ed Sheeran's, an idol he shares with Camila. And similar as her, his musical abilities grew immensely in a short period of time. She also released the single Bad Things with Machine Gun Kelly. Both entered the top 20 on the Billboard's Hot 100. Bad Things ultimately garnered her first top 10 song as a solo artist and was certified multi-platinum. Although the band had been doing remarkably well in the music scene, not everything about it seemed like a fairy tale. All good things must come to an end. Or at least, that seemed to be the opinion of Camila. The dream came crashing down. She made headlines when Fifth Harmony announced her departure from the band on December 18, 2016, a day after playing New York's Jingle Bell Ball. Both parties cited contradictory reasons behind her leaving. According to Camila, the true reason was that her bandmates objected to her taking a larger creative role, so she was looking for a solo career. The duet she had recorded on her own with Shawn Mendes and Machine Gun Kelly had also given the message that her solo plans were incompatible with the band. While she had not intended to end things with Fifth Harmony this way, the fallout was brutal, and her departure was messy and confusing, leaving her feeling overwhelmed and numb. But she resolved to move on. In March of 2017, Cabello recorded Hey Ma with Pitbull and J Balvin for the Fate of the Furious soundtrack.
Oh, voy a enloquecer. Dime lo que vas a hacer. Dime lo que vas a hacer. No, 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 no. Hey mama, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Hey mama, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. It's getting hotter, I can't take much more. I need you. Hey mama, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. I need you.
While she was still part of Fifth Harmony, she had already started writing prototype songs. She would look up Ed Sheeran on YouTube and sing her own melodies over his instrumentals. One of the people who heard her demos was Fifth Harmony's lawyer, Roger Gold. He was instantly captivated by her talent. Soon, more people would come to realize that she was a true artist and an incredible songwriter. Seizing the opportunity, Gold offered to be Cabello's manager and started hooking her up with professional songwriters. Her first solo single after leaving Fifth Harmony, Crying in the Club, co-written by Sia, underperformed and was left off her album, despite originally being released as the record's lead single. Roger Gold said the reality was that the song didn't feel or sound like Camila. After launching more than a few singles, she released her debut studio album with the title Camila on January 12, 2018, which debuted as #1 on the US Billboard Hot Albums chart. Following her departure from Fifth Harmony, she needed a way to process the situation and the backlash she faced from internet trolls. Encouraged to write it out, she put it all into the music. This initially led to her calling her album The Hurting, The Healing, The Loving, as an example of her dealing with it all. But she later changed the title to Camila. She described it as the story of her journey from darkness into light, from a time when she was lost to a time when she found herself again. In August 2017, she released her first official single, Havana.
Havana, ooh, na, na. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh, na, na. He took me back to East Atlanta, na, na, na. All of my heart is in Havana. My heart is in Havana, Havana, na, na. Jeffrey just graduated fresh on campus. Fresh out East Atlanta with no mountains down.
Havana was rewarded with a big-budget music video. Cabello, who strongly doubted her abilities as a dancer and wouldn't dance at her own family gatherings as a young girl, threw herself into rehearsals and ended up dancing like she had never danced before in front of thousands of people. Not bad for someone who just a few years ago suffered from crippling shyness. The single drew on her Cuban roots and had a unique sound that defined her whole album. Honoring her heritage has always been a major priority in Camila's music. It is present in all of her performances because that's a very strong part of who she is. The song was revised and re-recorded several times while she toured the U.S. in support of Bruno Mars until it eventually reached perfection. Cabello also scrapped much of the material written for her debut album and pushed back the release date in order to record new tracks. In no time, Havana became a hit all around the world, topping Billboard's Hot 100 as well as music charts in multiple countries, such as Australia, Brazil, Canada, and France. Due to its success, it also became the official lead single on the album. It has been certified 7 times platinum and diamond in the U.S., making her the first Latina artist to do so. The second single, Never Be the Same, also reached the top 10 in several countries. She won numerous awards, including Artist of the Year and Video of the Year at the 2018 MTV Video Music Awards. Havana became the most streamed song by a female artist of all time, racking up 1.3 billion plays on Spotify alone. This was a massive breakthrough for the struggling girl who had dreams of making it big in the American music industry.
There's just so many incredible things that are happening for Latin music being brought into mainstream, and I think it's amazing because I feel like it's such a waste of the world and all the cultures to only listen to one kind of music. Like, I love.
Her achievements, made in such a short period of time, marked a turning point in her career. In April 2018, aside from launching her album, Camila embarked on her first headlining concert as a solo artist, the Never Be the Same tour. By 2019, Camila was one of the biggest pop stars on the planet. At the beginning of 2019, the star opened the Grammy ceremony with her hit Havana. She became the first Latin American invited to open the event. As soon as the Grammys closed, she stepped away from the spotlight to concentrate on her second album. Following months of new music absence, on June 21, 2019, she released a new collaboration with Shawn Mendes entitled Señorita that instantly gained commercial success. The single became 2019's most streamed single, the third best-selling song of the year globally. She also recorded the song South of the Border with Ed Sheeran and American rapper Cardi B which was released in July of 2019.
Hey, I saw you looking from across the way, and suddenly I'm glad I came. Ay, ven para acá, quiero bailar, toma mi mano. Quiero sentir tu cuerpo en mí, estás temblando. Green eyes, taking your time, and I will know we'll never be the same. I love his lips, cause he says the words. They are my mommy, they are my mommy. Don't wake up, this love is like a dream. So join me in this bed, the iron, push up on me.
In December 2019, Camila released her second studio album, Romance, which had the same Latin flavor as Havana. The final single, My Oh My, entered the top 20 on the Hot 100. Her new album was themed around the emotion of love, and it showed a more vulnerable side of Camila. Making the record, she leaned into improvisation. As a self-confessed perfectionist, she found she had to force herself to let go. Allowing herself to be spontaneous gave Romance an intimacy her debut sometimes lacked. Perhaps the most moving song on the record is the closing track, First Man.
Held me so tight, now someone else can. But you were the first man that really loved me. Now you're on the driveway, faking a smile. You wish you could tell Harry doesn't deserve me. So I had to stop the car and turn around to tell you you were the first man that really loved me.
Addressed to her father, it evokes the heartbreaking moment a dad has to let go of his little girl. It's a powerful and meaningful song that confirms her growing confidence as a vocalist and a songwriter. Camila is also no stranger to the screen. In September 2021, she made her film debut as the lead in Cinderella, a modern musical remake of the classic fairy tale filmed outside London in the UK.
I have dreams that I have to chase. Marry him and all of our problems will be solved. It's too late. Life outside this basement starts right now. They're glass?
Although it was terrifying for her in the beginning, it was a little girl's dream that she couldn't say no to. The two have something in common. They relentlessly fight for their dream.
It's just like, it's badass. It's you know, she's a rebel dreamer, and every character is different. You know, my character is totally different in that she's kind of like a feminist before her time. The prince is different in that he is like the kind of like more vulnerable one and is inspired by her. Adina's character is different. Like, everybody has a different. The godmother is different. Everybody plays their character in like a non-traditional way that challenges the old fairy tale. I think that this generation and like young people now are kind of dismantling so many of the systems that have existed for a long time and challenging them and being like, well, does this work for everybody? Is this healthy? Like, does this represent everybody? Does this like make everybody feel validated and seen and heard? And I think that that's what Kay did with this script. It's like, what are the things that are joyful and great about these old fairy tales, but what are the things that are, you know, not serving women and not serving people in general?
What Camila Cabello stands for and what she represents is incredibly important. Being a Cuban American, owning the charts while Donald Trump was in the White House was impactful. At the 2018 Grammys, she gave a speech in support of the Dreamers, the children of the undocumented immigrants fighting to stay in the U.S. She claimed that the next time anybody wants to build a wall on their border, they should remember that behind that wall is struggle, determination, and hunger.
I mean, I think that regardless, I just try to do my best, you know, every day. So this is really, really cool. So it's really an honor. In general, I feel like my job as an artist and as a person with a platform, and really everybody, is to share your story and your experience, because I think that's how humans communicate. That's how we empathize with one another. That's how we understand each other better. So I think humanizing the political issues is really important, as opposed to it just being like sides talking at each other.
Camila is trying to be the most authentic she can be, both in how she shows up to her fans and in her songs. She knows that the way to go is just being herself, but it is constant work through self-belief. In July 2019, Camila started dating the Canadian singer Shawn Mendes. However, their relationship caused controversy. It was rumored that they were dating each other just for the sake of publicity, but they both denied it. Cabello previously dated the writer and dating coach Matthew Hussey for about a year. In the spring of 2020, Camila spoke about some of her mental issues. She revealed suffering from obsessive-compulsive disorder and anxiety. The two stars have something in common. As artists, they're both passionately invested in what they sing about. Prior to getting together, both truly valued their friendship. In the trailer for his 2020 Netflix documentary, In Wonder, he revealed the ways in which Camila inspired his music, saying that all his songs are about her. In it, the couple recounts their first impressions of one another. For a while, the two singers appeared to be stronger than ever, but on November 17, 2021, they announced the end of their romantic relationship on Instagram. It came as a shock for their fans, but they declared they were better off as friends. She's an enthusiastic philanthropist as well, who has worked with Save the Children to help raise awareness of issues involving equal access for women to employment, healthcare, and opportunities to succeed. In June 2016, she and producer Benny Blanco, alongside members of nonprofit arts group OMG Everywhere, collaborated to release a charity single called Power in Me.
Through her work with Save the Children, Camila has made a commitment to raise awareness and advocate for children in the United States and around the world. Last year, Camila went to visit our hurricane response program after Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico. And as you can imagine, that was a tough visit to make, but she spent time with the kids in the daycare center that Save the Children was running and at a school which was recovering from the hurricane. And she was so affected, I think, by what she saw that she generously donated a portion of the proceeds from her concert in San Juan to Save the Children's Hurricane Relief Fund. So thank you, Camila. So for her commitment to stand up and be a voice for kids all over the world and right here in the United States, we are very honored to give Camila the Voice Award. Come on up.
I am so grateful to be a part of an organization that I admire so much. One of my favorite quotes is, "Humanity owes the child the best it has to give." And Save the Children, you guys are doing just that, changing the course of kids and families' lives all over the world. Woo-hoo! Yeah. I believe that a voice is a powerful instrument, and I believe we have a responsibility to use it. And when we use it together, we can make a huge difference for girls and boys all over the world. Save the Children has achieved so much for children in the last 100 years, and I am so thrilled and so grateful and so honored to be a part of that movement. But for all that has been accomplished, we know that we still have a long, long way to go. That's why tonight I am so proud to announce a commitment to help support Save the Children and its missions. I pledge to raise $250,000 for Save the Children, including its programs for refugees of conflict from the Middle East to Africa, children in poverty everywhere, children's health and education programs, and programs supporting gender equality. I'm so excited to partner with Save the Children on this important work, and I hope to work with you guys for the rest of my life because I believe in this organization so much. And I ask you to join me in continuing to speak up for kids everywhere. Thank you so much.
The pretty star exudes a charisma like no other. With her astounding vocation in singing, the international pop star is a force to be reckoned with, and she has stayed down to earth. Camila has taken the world by storm with her electrifying tunes and moves, heavily influenced by her origins. She is proud to be Cuban Mexican, and she is powerful yet humble. Miami was built on immigrants, people who were brave enough to start over. Looking back to where it all started, when her mother had the courage to leave her country, to offer her daughter the best opportunities, it is easy to see where Camila found her own courage.
She's shown me whenever you are the most afraid, that's when you gotta make the jump. I love you, Mama.
It's so important that she become a voice for the people that don't have the same circumstances as us, because we are the same of every family that comes here and trying to find a better future for our children.
Every time I come here, I feel like more in touch with everything that my family had to go through for me.
After the family left Cuba, Camila realized that they did not leave everything behind. They brought it with them. Their strength, determination in life, and culture. Her mother is her everything, full of hope and magical in her own words. She learned from her one of the most valuable lessons in life. It is her job and a responsibility to fight for her happiness. And when you are afraid, just jump. Camila Cabello hasn't forgotten where she comes from. She started off as a child trying to find her voice, and she found it.